Did you guys see Mayra Flores yesterday? Mayra Flores lost last night. She lost last night, which is pretty. But this is a tweet that she put yesterday. I want to get your thoughts on this. If you can pull it up, she said the red wave did not happen. Republicans and independents stayed home. Do not complain about the results if you did not do your part. So what do you think about this tweet from Mayra Flores? And Ricky, I'll go to you first.
She's right. She's 100% right. She should have won. She should have won. She's popular. She's popular. I mean, she should have won. She's not wrong. When we go back and we're watching all the polls and we're watching how close a lot of these races are, that's not how this thing was supposed to be. Nobody projected it to be this way, and she's right. I think a lot of people simply either they were big on the abortion thing or they just did not show up. But by the way, just so you know, just going back, I don't want to go backtrack, Pat, but just so you, a lot of Hispanics really do believe that your vote doesn't count. Just so you know that. Like a lot of my boys are like, bro, I'm not going to go vote.
Well, in California, it doesn't. California.
Well, I know, but I'm saying that they believe that in general. It's a general belief. Mm-hmm. But in this case, she was running for House candidate. Right, that's a little bit different than running for governor because you're talking about
in the House,
in a district.
Yeah, you're right.
You're talking about a district. We're not talking about a whole state.
Correct.
So she lost her district, but a lot of people don't think that their vote counts. That's very popular amongst the Hispanic community that your vote doesn't count.
Who did she lose to?
What was the?
Who did she lose
Tyler?
to?
I can't remember who.
Mayra Flores.
Yeah, who did she lose to?
I can't remember who she lost. I can't think of the top of my head. I was following so many of these.
If you can pull up who she lost to, because.
And while we're looking at that, there was a whole issue in Texas. And if you were to take a look at the governor county map, and you see that there are 3 Texases now. There is all of the communities that go on the border,
the Rio Grande,
RGV, Corpus, everything, all the way down there on the border. Then you've got rural Texas, and then you've got core Houston, core Austin, and core Dallas. And they're like blue dots. And you look at what happened and what happened with Beto O'Rourke. And so Beto O'Rourke lost again. And what was interesting about that is you look how he lost. He didn't lose as bad on the border communities, which stayed blue for him because of turnout. So she's right. There was the turnout was not down there. And I think they thought they had this thing covered. Yep. And even the polls were wrong on, so Beto lost by more and the polls were off, but you have to look at where everything was. And it was really eye-opening, if you've got that map at some point, to take a look at what the border communities were for Beto O'Rourke versus the rest of the state.
Beto was running for governor?
He was running
against
for governor
Abbott?
against Abbott. Yeah,
so
Abbott.
Quick question about Beto. You lived in Texas for a decade, and same with you. Has that guy won anything?
No.
When's the last time he won anything?
No, I mean, listen.
Not statewide, no.
You have to. So this is the part. Like, all I'm thinking about is, as a strategist, a few things you got to be thinking about. So, by the way, this girl, the reason why I asked who she lost to a guy named Vicente Gonzalez. If you read the comments, go back to the Mayra tweet that I just gave you. Can you pull that up and just go to the comment section below? Just zoom in a little bit so we can read what people are saying. Zoom in a little bit. It's not allowing. Okay, there you go. Look at the first comment. A Democratic candidate with 2,000 Twitter followers beats you. Let that sink in. You have 371,000 followers. The new Democratic Congressman Vicente Gonzalez just won over 2,000 followers. You got rejected, right? Go a little lower. Then he said on to Felicia, keep going lower, keep going lower, keep going lower, keep going lower. Wrong. We did our part. We showed up in record numbers and voted you out. Bye-bye. Massive L. All this stuff that they say. Here's the part. I also don't know if I run a sales organization and one of my sales guys goes out there and says, well, listen, guys, you guys didn't show up and you didn't do your part. That's why we lost. You guys didn't sell. No. The leader gets the responsibility. I don't think this concept about you didn't go shake enough hands. I'd much rather put the onus on myself. If you look at Charlie Crist, he's first candidate ever to lose a statewide, election as an independent, as a Republican, and as a Democrat. No one likes a flip-flopper. It's the reason why a John Kerry is not a president, and his entire trajectory since he was in high school was, this guy's one day going to end up being a what? He looks like a president. He looks like Lincoln. If you put them side by side, they have a similar kind of a look, similar height. He's a flip-flopper. American people don't like that. Beto O'Rourke is just not a good leader. He's not a candidate that's formidable. So both the left and the right in certain areas chose somebody that was not good for that market. So a Dr. Oz may have done better in a different market. You don't relate to Pennsylvania. So the candidate you chose for that market a person that's worth $75 million, you want me to go in Pennsylvania, get the votes of people that are like, dude, I don't relate to you. You know, I don't live your life. I don't have that. So there's some of these things. Now, Trump worked in the national, election as when he ran for office, president, but he had a swagger, he pushed. Trump thought Oz was maybe like him. So both sides get a bit of a blame on NBA draft. To order your Future Looks Bright hat, click over here. And to watch the entire podcast, click here. Take care, everybody.